Take it with me. Amen. 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 We back here with another freaking podcast, guys.
We got my people, Ken and Crit. Guys, Ken and Crit, man, they've been going crazy in wholesaling real estate this year. 2 6 figures a month?
Yeah.
This year. They probably made more money than me this year, goddammit. But you know what? That's all right. And that's why we brought them on.
Our first deal was pretty quick. We made 20,000.
Yeah, it was 20,000.
Followed up with another one for 36,000.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in 2 months?
Like 2 months.
Yeah.
It was super
2 months, super quick.
50 bands. And then if y'all split it, 25 racks in 2 months.
If you make X amount of dials each and every day, you're going to find somebody that's interested. And once you find someone that's interested, if you can build any type of relationship, make them like you, you have a chance of getting them to say, hey, I'll sell my house to this person.
We have had situations where sellers have come to us with like really tough situations. And to be honest, a lot of them are black.
Yeah.
We are not trying to hurt our people. We're
Right.
trying to help them. So we, on the other hand, would do what we can to help them, even if that means that we don't make money.
So we spend no more than 5-6K a month in our overhead. And like you guys said at the beginning of the podcast, we just hit our second 6-figure month. So 6 figures with a 6K overhead is a great month.
That's
good numbers.
Yeah.
That's good numbers. That's good numbers. So
And again, we're not just a traditional buyer. You're not paying realtor commissions. We're coming in, we're covering all closing costs.
Yep.
And we can move fast. We can do this in less than 30 days if we get a signed contract.
The deals that need the most attention are the deals that's under contract. I spend most of my time literally getting deals through. So once he gets under contract, he just lets me go be great. And I'll either go find him buyers. I'm playing TC role.
welcome back to a whole nother episode of On the Porch. Guys, you already know we're coming to drop nothing but heat, but make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, go out to other platforms and leave us 5 stars, say something nice about us, moves us up those charts so we continue just giving this good information out to you and your friends, your family, your buds, whoever that is, your wife, your girlfriend, your mistress. Don't care. Just give it out to them, right? Guys, make sure you follow us on Instagram at _on-the-porch. Follow me on Instagram at Mr.Mindset. And guys, listen. You guys been trying to figure out how you could support the podcast? This is how. Leave a super chat. And also join a membership. We got exclusive offers for the members. So join before it's too late. BJ!
Take it with me. Amen. 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 Hey, it's your boy _BJ Real. We back here with another freaking podcast, guys. We're putting it in your face every week, guys. We're not hard to find. Y'all can find us at _on-the-porch. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, guys, so we can keep moving on up and giving you guys the best game we can. But like I said, guys, we're going bigger, bigger, and bigger. We got some young guests on the podcast today, guys. Like I said, there are special guests, guys.
They are special guests, and I appreciate them because guess what? They come from the same background that me and BJ come from, so you know how we gets down. And this conversation about to get so much game because we also going to be adding into it, but we're going to allow them to have the stage. We got my people, Ken and Crit. Guys, Ken and Crit, man, they've been going crazy in wholesaling real estate this year. 2 6 figures a month?
Yeah.
This year.
Not playing.
They probably made more money than me this year, goddammit. But you know what? That's all right. And that's why we brought them on. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. Let them know what you do and what you're about. Let's do it.
Yeah, so my name is Kendrick Ivy. I'm a 24-year-old father, leader, real estate investor from Charlotte, North Carolina. Ken _to connect on all socials.
That boy had that shit scripted.
Yes.
Great.
Yo, what's up, y'all? My name is Christian. I'm a woman entrepreneur. Played D1 basketball, quit, and now I'm full-time real estate. You can find me on Instagram at Christian Height. Yeah.
That's it.
You say you're a father?
Yes, I am a father.
24? Yeah, he told me we got the further connection, bro.
Yeah.
So y'all just look at each other and y'all knew?
I
Black
knew.
fathers, young black fathers.
I felt that, bro. We father in our kids' lives, bro.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome.
Ultimately, I know you guys. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. You guys could let's make it kind of short because it's 2 of y'all, right? But maybe 3 to 5 minutes each. Just let us know where you guys came from and how you guys got to the point where you're at now.
Did you go to school and stuff like that?
Yeah, stuff like that. How was it? Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead, yeah, ladies first.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. So I was born in New Orleans, then we moved to Sumter, South Carolina. I played basketball my entire life. I ended up getting expelled from high school my 10th grade year.
Oh my God. What did you do? Wait, before we follow that, what the heck did you do? Oh my gosh.
I was a troublemaker.
You gotta be careful with who we hanging around.
Hey, look, I was a troublemaker.
Again?
I got into a couple fights, but I ended up pantsing someone. Like you know, you go around pantsing someone. They wrote me up for harassment, and then they expelled me from the school. But that was like my 30th chance. So, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Ended up going to another high school, Columbia, South Carolina. Won 2 state championships back to back. Then went to college. I actually got arrested my senior year. Through all of that, I realized that basketball wasn't what I wanted to do at the end. I knew I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to own my own company. I wanted to make my own impact the way I wanted to do it, because I didn't feel like the people that were supposed to be my leaders were impacting us. So long story short, went D1, I ended up quitting, and I started my own company in 2020, and then pivoted into real estate, and then me and him started our company in 2022.
For sure.
And we've been running up since.
Where you went to school? What college you went to?
I went to UCF my first year, and then I transferred to University of North Carolina, Charlotte.
I would
And did you
drop
graduate?
your ass on the court.
Nah,
No
hell
cap.
nah. Hell nah.
Simple.
Hey, I hear a lot of men say that. It's something about you men that just think like just.
Oh, no.
You'll
Hey,
drop, real talk. You'll drop him, but me not going.
Oh my God.
But did you graduate though?
I did. So I was I graduated my undergrad with computer science, but I was in my master's and I dropped out of it. I was 1 semester away from graduating, but I just couldn't finish it, man.
Damn.
Yep.
I know. Why couldn't I?
Yeah.
Cause dude, like I wanted to start like my coach. I looked her in the eye and I said, "Hey, coach, what can you do for me after I graduate?" She said, "I can get you a job at a car rental place." And I was like, I'm graduating with a computer science degree, and that's the best you can do for me. So at that moment, I realized like no degree was gonna do anything for me,
Right.
And my coach wasn't gonna do anything for me, so I needed to leave. So I left.
That's
And I
it.
was like, fuck.
Well, at least you got 1 degree. I ain't get shit. All right, my boy Kendrick, let me know.
Yo.
Let's go.
Yeah, so my journey is kind of similar to Christian's, and similar to y'all. I was an athlete my entire life, so I was a football player, and like most football players, my plan A was the NFL. So I had that plan A up until college. Played at UNC Charlotte, went there, and the pandemic hit. Pandemic hit, and a couple things happened. One, we found out we probably weren't going to have a season, and if we were going to have a season, only a couple games were going to be played. And then 2, the biggest thing in my life, I found out I was going to become a father. So when I found out I was going to become a father, I was super scared.
Wear condoms.
Super scared. I was nervous. I was like, whoa,
He
like
did it on purpose.
I am, it was the pandemic. It was the pandemic. There was a lot of time. Shout out to my girl, Basha. I love you. There was a lot of time on our hands. But yeah, found out I was going to become a father, and I knew I had to make a decision quick. It was either I was going to go all in on football and pray for the best and say, yeah, I can make it to the league, or I was going to hang up the cleats and find something that made me money. So ended up ultimately making the decision to hang up the cleats. Some of the darkest, toughest times of my life. Didn't know what was next, but I hung up the cleats. And for 2 weeks, I was driving around in an Amazon truck. I was doing the delivery. If you're in Charlotte, Amazon is like one of the most popular jobs for some reason. If you're in high school, college, whatever it may
Georgia
be.
too.
Yeah, you work on Amazon side. But I was delivering, and one day I was like, you know what? I listen to music the whole day. I'm gonna just throw some podcasts on.
Yeah.
So I started listening to podcasts, and it actually changed my life because it pointed me to the book that I needed to read that was ultimately going to show me, what there was in life. And I read a book, changed my life, found out about sales, got a sales job for 9 months, learned that. And then I said, I'm out. It's time to go take on real estate like I wanted to. And along that journey, last year, actually, I met Christian.
Wait.
And
I was about to say,
Yeah.
What the heck? What's the book?
it's the book, the most cliche book, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Of course.
However,
That got me on my way too.
yeah, but say, however,
most people, bro.
if you've
I
never
read that
been
too.
exposed to it,
Yeah.
it's a life-changing book. So I read that book, and I'm like, whoa, like, money can work for you? Like, my whole life, I was taught to work hard for money. Just the summer before, I was working 4 jobs at one time just to make enough money to make it by. And, now I realized money could work for you, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get that. So here we are. You know, like I said, I pursued that journey, got into real estate, started doing Airbnb arbitrage. But long story short, I found Christian, and when we connected, I knew it was game over.
Yeah,
Right.
and y'all just get into that a little bit, like how you guys became partners and how y'all like ultimately got into real estate. So if y'all just want to go back and forth on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start off by saying she definitely slid in my DMs.
That's crazy.
No.
That is crazy.
She slid in my DMs on the
That is-
business tip.
On the bed, we
That
know, we
is
get
On
it.
the
We know, we
business
know, we
tip.
know, we
He
know.
followed me.
That's
He
not how
followed
it
me.
went.
You did follow me
he was
first.
asking for it.
No, let me. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He
All
wanted
right,
me
well,
to slide in them DMs.
Yeah, so she shot me a DM actually. And it was super dope. Like, she was in real estate. She told me she was on a journey, what all she had accomplished. She told me she was
What
getting
did she accomplish at that point? What did you do?
Let's see if he remembers.
So she had got into what stuck out to me was that she took on. She's like, I paid for a big mentorship program off the gate.
Shit.
That's what stuck out to me.
Every time I hear that.
She said, I got in with Austin Rutherford, and I looked at Austin Rutherford's page, and I'm like, whoa, this guy is huge. I'm like, okay, like, we're in the same city, let's connect. So at the time, I was working for another guy that was kind of big in the city, and we were doing something called Cigar Friday. So I was like, yo, like, we got Cigar Fridays.
Yeah, you smoke cigars?
Pull up every now and then. I
feel
mean,
you.
it's the business. I'm here for the network, but
I got you.
I said, yo, pull up to Cigar Friday. She pulled up, shared her story, and I knew from that moment on that she was going to be a lifetime friend.
Right. Okay, for you. So I know he slid in your DMs, obviously. Nigga was thirsty for some work.
No, she slid in mine.
Exactly.
Oh, no. No, I got you.
He followed me, and I saw on his page that he was doing Airbnb, and I also saw him with the guy that we end up, that connected us. So I was like, okay, let me DM him and see if I can get to know him on the business tip. So
I'm so sorry. This is funny.
he invited me to Cigar Friday, and I mean, like he said, it was just like magic. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really connect with. This sounds weird. Okay, look, wait. This sounds weird. Okay, if I was a guy, I wouldn't do it.
On the business
Right.
tip.
On the
On the
business
business
tip.
tip. Hey,
Don't laugh at this.
On the business tip.
Okay, go ahead for real.
hey, look. So, long story short, though, I mean, how he explained it is how it happened, but how we end up becoming partners.
Okay.
We end up doing a lot of JV deals together.
Yeah.
And
So
we were-
so you were doing Airbnb.
Yep.
So that's what you didn't even start off with wholesaling.
I did not start off with wholesaling. I wish I did, but I did not.
Okay, so how did that go, and why did you stop doing Airbnb? Obviously because of wholesaling probably, but
Right. So I was doing Airbnb arbitrage.
So you didn't own the property?
I wasn't owning properties, but I was making cash flow. So it was cool. I was able to quit my job off that cash flow. I was making
wow.
a few $1,000s each month. It was enough to pay bills, pay my food, and put a little extra money in my pocket. So I said, boom, I can quit and I have time to think. But what ultimately pointed me to it was I was in a mentorship for that program. And as I was scaling in the arbitrage unit, someone was like, yo, you're in North Carolina. There's a guy named Max Maxwell out there.
Yeah.
Like, why you should go get connected with him. I'm like, do wholesaling. This is like the 5th time I heard about wholesaling. I kept pushing it off because I was doing arbitrage.
what is wholesaling?
Wholesaling is, taking a house, putting it under contract, and assigning it to an end buyer.
Break it down.
So
They don't know what a signing is.
Yeah.
They don't know what none of that is.
So wholesaling in the simplest terms is you're selling a piece of paper. It's not real estate investing. It's sales and marketing as a business. So all you're doing in wholesale is you are getting the right documents. You are contacting potential owners that may want to sell their property, asking them if they want to sell. If they say yes, you go ahead and put them under contract. Then you take that contract and you sell it to an investor who has an appetite for rentals, fix and flips, whatever the case may be, that'll buy it at a higher price. So if I put it under contract for $100,000 and the investor wants the property for $120,000, I make that $20,000 assignment fee.
Perfect. Okay, I got you. So you started. They told you about Max Maxwell.
Yep.
So you hit him, not hit him up, but what happened from there?
Yeah, I got caught in the YouTube funnel,
Yep.
started watching Max.
Thanks.
And I'm like, Max was, going in and out of houses, closing deals. And I was like, man, like, it felt good to see a black man, doing something that looked like we could do.
Yep.
And that opened up the game for me. And ultimately, it pointed me to the guy that I learned the game from, like I said. And I learned that game and started executing on the information.
Okay, I got you. So, were you already doing wholesaling with the things? So the first mentorship that you bought was about wholesaling.
No.
Goddamn.
I got into Austin's course because I wanted to buy a multifamily. So I started to learn how to underwrite multifamily. Like that was the first thing I learned, which is really crazy because it's complicated. And I'm like, why would I even jump into that? But that was like I wanted apartment building.
Get to level 3.
Yeah, exactly.
She said, "Fuck kindergarten."
You skip straight ahead.
I got really good at it though, but I realized that you needed a lot of money doing it. And Austin, the thing about Austin is he teach you how to wholesale, to then use that to then get capital, to then flip houses,
I love
to then
that.
use that to then get more capital and then hold rentals. So he was teaching me how to do all three.
Right.
So I was learning all three, and then I ran into him, and I was like, I put it in his ear. I was like, yo, we can start doing da-da-da-da. We can do multifamily, blah, blah, blah. But I realized, like, yo, we need money. And he was already doing it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it with him, and we can run up this bag together.
Right.
Well, we ended up kind of breaking away and doing it on our own. We started doing all these JV deals. I don't know. We might have made $50K or something like that.
How long? How long did it take y'all to do that? Like when y'all first started?
Our first deal was pretty quick. We made 20,000.
Yeah, it was 20,000.
Followed up with another one for 36,000.
And that was in 2
It was
months.
like 2 months.
Yeah,
It was super
2 months, super quick.
50 bands, and then if y'all split it, 25 racks in 2 months.
Yeah.
We put it back into the business
Yeah,
though.
right back
into
We paid
the
ourselves
business.
and then put it back into the business.
Damn.
And then we created our partnership
Okay.
in August of 2022.
Okay. So y'all came together. So how long did it take you guys? So what year was that when you guys closed your first wholesale deal?
Maybe March.
Yeah, my first paid deal was March of 2022.
Damn.
And our deal was like maybe March,
It was
April, May.
May.
May of 2022.
Yeah.
We haven't actually known each other like that much.
That's
If you look
crazy.
at it, but
Yeah.
like we're gonna be in each other's weddings type.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, and I see that.
Yeah.
So what were y'all doing like in the beginning? Were you guys cold calling? Were y'all sending out text blasts? Or like what did that look like for y'all in the beginning?
First of all, what type of marketing were you all doing? How were you guys finding your deals? What were you guys doing to source your deals?
So y'all want the good version or y'all want the real version?
The real version.
Real.
All right.
Bro, we on the porch.
We keep it
bro.
real
Real.
on the porch.
Right.
So we were doing SMS, and we have a cold caller.
No, when we first started, we had no cold calls.
Okay, so we were doing only SMS, and actually we weren't actually doing that bad at that time.
Nah.
When we first started, SMS. Then when we got into a company, we ended up getting 2 cold callers, and we still had SMS.
Yep.
However, what we did was we thought that we were scaling the right way, and we ended up hiring 6 acquisition managers.
Yep.
Off.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Off of 2 cold callers and 1 SMS account, and we hired 6 acquisition managers, yo.
Yep.
And where you guys hired them from? Did you hire them from overseas or did you hire them here or?
These are in person.
In-house.
Y'all hell.
In-house?
BJ, what's your question?
I was
I'm lost. Okay, so like,
hold on, but
let's hear
all I
why.
want to know
Let's hear why.
did y'all made 50,000 like off of just straight SMS?
Yeah.
So no, that's not how it started. The first 2 deals, the 50,000 that we made, the first deal actually came from the MLS. And shout out to our agent. She brought us that deal.
Okay.
Angie Castro. She brought us a deal, and she was like, "Hey, this house has been sitting on the market for a while. They're asking for a lot, but the house is it's got good potential." So I took a look at it. I'm like, "Yo, I think this makes sense." I was like, "Let's try to work the numbers." So we started offering on that and played around with it for a little bit, and then ultimately we walked that seller back $70,000. We walked them back $70,000 from what they had it on MLS.
What's
And
the
then-
MLS?
You know, the MLS is where you can buy deals on market. So MLS is when a realtor lists a property, and that's what's the MLS. So
Okay.
we saw it on there. Like I said, walked them back $70,000, and then ended up assigning that property for $20,000. So that was our first ever closed deal.
That's good.
Yeah.
Would you recommend someone finding their first deal on the MLS or?
It depends. It depends.
It depends on how.
Because I know a lot of
deeply
people. I know people that stay the hell away from the MLS. I have. Guys, listen. I'm so happy that you are tuning into the podcast. As you all know, I'm Mr. Mindset, and you know that I do wholesaling real estate. I've been doing it at a high level for a while now. So what I'm doing is I'm giving out strategies on how you can do the same. Guys, I have an ebook out. I have an ebook called 4 Steps to Make 6 Figures in 6 Months with little to no money in wholesaling real estate. Guys, get the book. The link will be in the description. Go get that. And guess what? It also comes with another book, The Perfect Mindset, 7 Thought Patterns that can take you from stress to success. Guys, both of these books will change your lives. I promise. Because if you have the right mindset and you're able to apply that mindset to something, and this something will be wholesaling real estate, you will change you and your family lives. Go get it. It's only $20. Let's do it.
No, I don't know. I don't tell anyone to stay away from it. No. But you have to run your comps, which is your comparables, which and if you run that and it makes sense and you can walk a seller back $70,000 on market, then yeah, do it all day.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. But is that rare that you could talk somebody $70,000 down on an MLS?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Been hanging on the market.
Not in this market though.
But let me ask you this: Did y'all? What was y'all
you.
relationship with your agent?
She so I met that agent a couple months back, and she's new to the game too. She's actually really young, but she's killing the game. I mean, she's now, closing 6-7 deals a month. However, I identified her and I saw that she was doing deals in Hungary, so I had reached out to her and I just asked her to send me every deal that she thought was an opportunity. So she was just sending me stuff, and she sent me that one, and it so happened to be an opportunity. And that's right around the time, Christian came into my life. So I said, hey, this is something we can do together.
Yeah, because I know starting out, like, some people, like, just getting started in wholesaling, they could be, like, intimidated by, like, agents. Because, agents, they come with typically more paperwork and stuff. Like, you feel, they want to see proof of funds, like, all that stuff.
Right.
So it's, like, originally starting out, a lot of people don't know how to get around that. Like, how to just go ahead and show a proof of funds, how to, like, commit to certain contracts that the agents get you to sign. So that's why I was like, what type of relationship did you have?
Arbitrage taught me to reach out to agents. That's why I was building that pipeline. But then I knew that she was doing other investment types, so that's what introduced. Like, when I got into wholesale, instead of me just asking her to do arbitrage, I just asked her to send me every deal, so it worked out perfectly.
Okay.
If you want to work with an agent, make sure they work with investors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. So now obviously you said you hired. Let's get back to that. Why did you guys? First of all, what is an acquisition manager?
Yeah. An acquisition. Yeah, I am over acquisitions. She's over dispositions. But an acquisition manager is basically someone that hits the leads that you market to. So we pay the marketing fee and to get the leads, and then someone else calls those leads to get those leads under contract. However, we saw our mentors and other people that had so many big teams and big companies. So we just were looking at everybody else on Instagram, which was super dumb. And we had 6 guys that wanted to work for us in sales. So we just said, hey, yeah, come on, you can work with us.
So why do you say looking at people on Instagram is dumb, especially with wholesaling? Why do you say that?
What he means by it's not that it's dumb, it's just you can't compare yourself, because like where you are in your stage is not where, like your stage is here and their stage might be here, and what they're spending in marketing and their team and all that, they have worked from going here to there, versus if you're here, you need to do stuff here. So we were hanging around, better people who are more established and thinking like, okay, they have 4 or 5 acquisition managers, we need to do the same. However, our marketing dollars weren't the same.
Yeah.
You know what I
feel
and how was that when y'all hired the 6 acquisition managers? Like, did that work out for you? And then I also know you said they weren't like overseas VAs. They were like probably people you guys knew.
Yeah.
So like, how was that, like hiring people and then actually like just jumping in and hiring 6 of them? How'd that go out for you?
We lost $20K doing what we did.
Damn.
We lost a lot of money, but not only that, we affected them because they had opportunities during that timeline. They could have been making, money or doing other things, but yet they were working with us because they saw a vision in us. They saw something in us and trusted us to lead and guide them. However, it was just too early on. So we had to have a lot of tough conversations when, letting everyone go. But ultimately, it was for the better. So
for sure, and I mean that's just big on just being able to notice that. First of all, I mean it's pretty easy to notice that when you lose 20,000. I mean it's not that hard, but being able to say, you know what, I'm losing money, and I'm at a point where I can't take all this on, but you guys tried it at least, right? You tried it and you gave it a shot. But being able to let those people go and let them know that, hey, this is probably not going to work right now at this point. It's very mature, you all, for doing that, right? I know I keep my team very small. We keep our team very small. I don't want to fucking scale that high. Did y'all see this as like a business or something like you guys want to do long term, or is it just something that you guys are doing for right now? Like,
So we definitely saw it, and we do see it as a business because we do run a business. However, it wasn't until this year when we got our systems and processes in place that we realized that we don't want to scale to this big team.
Yeah.
So we have right now 3 cold callers, and that's the only marketing that we're doing. We have 1 acquisition manager, and we have our realtor that helps me do the dispo side. But if we scaled in anything higher than that, it would be new construction.
Okay, I got you. I feel you. So,
Okay, and how does that look for y'all with that structure that you guys put in place now? Like, what does that look like month to month? Like about deals per month?
Yeah, so with having a smaller team, it's more control, but you can have a bigger appetite. So we pride ourselves on doing 2 to 3 consistent wholesale deals a month, but our overhead is super low. So we spend no more than $5-6K a month in our overhead. And like you guys said at the beginning of the podcast, we just hit our second 6-figure month. So 6 figures with a 6K overhead is a great month.
That's good numbers.
Yeah.
That's good numbers. That's good numbers. So I mean, what are the steps to usually get your first wholesale deal? Like, what is, obviously you guys did it a different type of way, but what is the steps that are necessary to complete a normal wholesale deal where you don't go through an agent or anything? What does that look like?
Right. First step is the information. If you don't have the right information, you'll go out there and it could take you 5, 6, 7 months looking at YouTube trying to piece stuff together. So if you can execute on the right information, you can get the first wholesale deal. So what I mean by that is if you have the right systems and processes in place up front, the stuff that me and Christian didn't have, that's going to allow you to get a deal. But when you go out and, people tend to watch YouTube for 3-4 months at a time and they feel good and then they make 2 or 3 calls and like, oof. That was tough. I didn't get a deal. I'm like, you're not gonna get a deal. Like, I get those DMs all the time. Like, yo, like I made like 4 calls and they all said no. I'm
cap.
like,
no cap.
Like,
First, they be like, I had 30 calls.
Yeah, they hit me up all the time. Bro, I hit it all the time. First of all, I start off YouTube, but like I tell people, bro, most of the time you're not getting a deal because you're not making up calls. They be like, oh yeah, I call like 20 people on Tuesday. Then on Friday, I call like another 15. I'm like, well, shit, you got to call 6 hours a day. Sorry to let you know.
We're in a day and age where everyone wants instant gratification. So everyone's looking for that fast money. But you can have big money in this game. Just understand it takes time. Like nobody just skips straight to the money.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
for sure.
yeah.
So what is y'all day to day in the business look like?
Hold on, wait. I was still in them breakdown to get the whole. Yeah, still in the breakdown. Okay.
Yeah. So I forgot where I was finishing.
Okay. So you was at education. Okay.
Yeah, getting the right information, getting the systems and processes implemented. But it's simply as putting in the work. So KPI metrics is something we track heavily in our company. If you make X amount of dials each and every day, you're gonna find somebody that's interested. And once you find someone that's interested, if you can build any type of relationship, make them like you, you have a chance of getting them to say, hey, I'll sell my house to this person.
Yep.
That's all it simply takes. You may not know what to do from there, but if you have the right information, you have the right resources, you have the right mentorship, you're going to be able to say, hey, like I got someone very interested. The numbers make sense. Somebody can help guide you into that first deal. And I say if I could go back in time, I would say I would walk with someone who's done multiple deals and let them show me exactly how to get from A to Z on that first deal.
Right.
And then go on to do my own deals.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so after you pretty much get it under contract, I mean, after you find somebody that's interested, what are you doing next?
Right. So after you get it after you found someone, you're gonna get it under contract. Then you take that contract and you find a buyer for that contract. Then you send it to your title company, and then you
give it a close.
Yes, and then you close. But the one thing that he didn't touch on, you have to get your data. So you have to find your data, find the people that you want to target. After you find that, then you find their phone numbers, and then you call them.
How you find your data? Data.
Yes, you can pull lists off of things like PropStream, List Source, and things like that. Just like you gotta break down what target, what market, and
What is what you mean by market? Are you going by like city, or are you going by like zip codes? Are you going by like counties? Like what is that?
Yeah, so we go based off of cities. And we're in the Charlotte market. So if we're in the Charlotte market, we're looking to see, you know, we pull a certain criteria. We want to talk to non-owner occupied homes for us.
I love that.
We want to
with
pull,
us.
yeah, if someone's not living in the home, they're more than likely to sell it, whether there's tenants in it, it's vacant, they inherit it, whatever the case may be. So we look at that type of data and we pull those lists and we basically skip trace that, send it off to our cold callers out in Egypt.
What?
What's it?
Skip tracing.
Skip tracing, yeah. So skip tracing is simply taking that data and you're sending it to a data company who says, you know, this is the phone number and email to that owner.
Okay.
Yeah, so we get the emails and phone numbers to that owner. You'll probably have 4 to 5 phone numbers per owner. So it could be
call them all.
Yeah, it could be very tiresome if you're calling them yourself. But we send those off to our cold callers who are out in Egypt. They make those dials for us, and then they push qualified leads to our CRM.
And how do you like cycle through your like markets? Because I know you say you had 3 cold callers, so it probably like doesn't take long to get through like a list. So like, how do you like cycle like month to month like through lists?
Each of our cold callers has to get a list of 10,000. So each cold caller has enough leads for that month, and they get that monthly.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. So once they've gone ahead and so obviously they got to skip trace it. They calling it. You guys get in the country. Now they found your data. After you guys find your data, do you guys do any type of driving for dollars or anything? I know most people. I'm not a drive for dollars. I'm not a big fan of me personally. I mean, not
Fan of it?
Not that I'm not a fan of it. Me personally, I rarely drive for dollars because I feel like pulling lists is better for me.
Yeah.
Drive for dollars is good. The reason that I tell people that drive for dollars is good because you may find some properties that are diamonds in the rough. You might find something that just burnt down 2 days ago.
Right.
That's the only reason, right? But other than that, when you pulling lists, you may be pulling lists that fucking 30,000 other people are pulling.
Right.
You also want to drive for dollars if you don't have like no money.
No money. Yeah, that's the biggest way.
If you don't have no money at all to start, you can go find properties driving
for dollars. Yeah, for sure. And what do you guys use to? I know you said skip tracing. That weird word. What do you guys use to skip trace?
So there's actually a company that we use based out of Charlotte, North Carolina called Kind Skip Tracing.
Oh wow.
We skip our leads at 3 cents a record with them.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So the industry, a lot of people skip their leads.
12 cents.
Yeah, 12 cents is the normal. So with Kind Skip Tracing, we're able to get leads at 3 cents a record.
Is the data good? Because I know, first of all, data just means are the numbers good on the property?
Exactly.
Or the phone number, or the emails.
Right.
Are they good?
Yeah. So the data is on your end, right? So we pull the data still ourselves, and we submit it there to just get skip trace for the phone numbers.
Okay.
And what I actually do is each week I have a weekly KPI meeting with the cold call company, and they let me know the statistics and details on each list. So I know what the acceptance rates of records was off gate. So like, for instance, 95% of records may have been accepted, 5% may have not been. And then it'll also let me know how many wrong numbers there were throughout the list once they dial it all.
Right. Where do you guys pull your, how do you know where is a good place to get your list from or your data from or a good place to target? How do you know where is a good place to target for you all? Like, how do you know that?
So in the beginning, you don't typically know. You're just kind of pulling based on, you know, if you're just starting
if you're
out,
pulling whole cities, maybe.
right?
Trial and error.
It's really trial and error. Like obviously, if you understand real estate and you know markets and you know areas, you can pull in those areas. But if you know nothing at all, you don't know. So you're just pulling list of data.
But that's why we
until
here.
You figure out what works.
So
once you figure out what works, then you can continue to pull. Okay, that criteria works for me.
So what are you looking for in those? What are those criteria for that city now that you know what's working? Because I don't want them to go through all the fucking trial and error.
Trial and error.
So how do you know what is going to work? Like how you know this? Oh, this is a good city. I know I have my. I literally have to teach people like, bro, this is if you got this many buyers, this many sales that happen. So what's that for you all?
Yeah, so if you're in a major city and you're new to the game, chances are it's very competitive in the big city. So the suburb markets are where you want to look at. So like for us in Charlotte, we have suburb cities like Gastonia, Belmont, Waxhaw. Those are areas that we can target that are, you know, the bigger guys may not be in. And then from there, we've known from our data that non-owner occupied tends to work better than owner occupied.
He's saying, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
so that's the stuff that we pull.
So that's the
Y'all look at like length of ownership of the property. Y'all look at that as well.
Yes, we do.
So what's usually your length of ownership for you guys? Like, what do you guys look for?
Yeah, we look 10-year plus
10 years.
typically.
Yep.
Yeah, 10 to 15 year plus. Like, there's a good
Tired
chance someone
landlord.
sell. Yeah, if someone just bought their home in the last 2-3 years,
They haven't got
especially
it.
in this market, chances are they have no equity built up, or they're not interested in selling just yet.
And it seems like y'all got stuff like pretty automated. So, what do you guys like typically do for like as the business as like week to week?
Oh my God.
Like in the
Like,
business, because I know y'all got like
Yes.
callers and stuff. But
So what are you guys doing?
Depositions, you run depositions. So like, what does that look like for you guys?
Yeah, it starts off with meetings with us because we're always thinking next level. Now we are not just wholesale is a sales and marketing business, so it's nothing we ever wanted to stay at. We're now in new development, so we have to have higher level conversations at all times. So we start off our meetings at 8 a.m. I'm typically breaking down what our day looks like, what deals are getting to the finish line, what deals need attention, what do we need to do in our new construction process, and then I have a meeting with an acquisition manager and then cold callers throughout the week.
How do you know what deals are like getting to the finish line, and how do you know what deals you guys need to be paying attention to? How do you guys know that? Because I mean, obviously, if you guys got three people calling 10,000, that's 30,000 leads a month. How do you guys know, oh, this needs attention, or how are you guys keeping up with it with your acquisition manager or your cold caller? How you guys keeping up with it?
So I mean, the deals that need the most attention are the deals that's under contract.
Right, of
And
course.
So like, I spend most of my time literally getting deals through.
Mm-hmm.
So once he gets under contract, he just lets me go be great, and I'll either go find him buyers. I'm playing TC role, transactional coordinator.
Okay.
I'm making sure that buyers are satisfied, walkthroughs are happening. All that stuff is getting done, but on my end, I prioritize any deal that gets under contract. Personally, I don't even really look at deals if it's not under contract. And we do that on purpose because we used to mix each other's roles. Mm-hmm. And our mentor said, no, you need to do your role and he needs to do his role. So, I mean, you can talk about what deals that he...
Yeah, for sure. So before it gets under contract, how do you know? Like, because our systems are really important. So,
right.
I'm not going to goddamn take y'all light, but go ahead. Because like follow-ups is so important. So how do you know who to follow up with? How do you know what deals are even worth your time? How do you even know these things?
100%. So again, that we do have an acquisitions manager, so he's the one making the dials. But we use a platform called Smartphone. And with Smartphone, it does a few things. One, it allows us to record calls. So I'm able to listen to every phone call that he has. I don't listen to every single one, but the ones that need attention or it sounds like, there's a chance to make an offer, I'm listening to make sure he's handling the script that we have pretty well. And then two, it allows you to send out automated messages. So with Smartphone, we can plug in our whole entire list on an automated drip that sends them messages, every week, every 3 days, every month, whatever the case may be. And we'll get text backs from them and it'll let us know like, hey, like, no, I'm not interested in selling, or yeah, I am interested in selling. And if someone texts us back and they're, texting back, communicating with us, we know that that lead needs some attention.
Okay. So when you guys are, is your acquisition, is your acquisition manager making offers, or he just making?
He's fully trained to do it, the whole process. He makes
all the offers.
He makes all the offers.
Yeah,
he makes
so
all
you
the
don't make
offers.
no offers.
I make offers on other opportunities that he's not, like bigger deals, whether it be like land or something, now that I understand what that looks like. So I'll make offers on that, or sometimes there's a few things that he may not feel comfortable with, and I'll step in to help him out.
Okay.
And who goes on to like the appointments and stuff, or how do y'all like handle that aspect of it?
So mainly I will, but if I'm busy, then Kendrick will.
Yeah.
But I handle all that, making sure that, like I said, walkthroughs are happening. I'll go in there and basically look at a property and say everything that's going to be bad, because I know like a buyer is going to point out everything that's going to
Be bad.
Be bad. Yeah.
Sorry, I stutter y'all.
And do y'all offer like any creative like financing, or like any like seller finances, or any like, do y'all offer like any terms, or is it just straight cash offers?
I believe the process is we want to give a cash offer, and if we can't even remotely get to a number that works, then we'll throw in
Those are also conversations I handle, because he's trained on strictly wholesale. And if it's a seller finance opportunity, I'll step in because we've paid mentors to teach us the game on that.
And can you give can you give them like an example of like what would be like a creative financing offer?
Guys, listen. I'm so happy that you are tuning into the podcast. As you all know, I'm Mr. Mindset, and you know that I do wholesaling real estate. I've been doing it at a high level for a while now. So what I'm doing is I'm giving out strategies on how you can do the same. Guys, I have an ebook out. I have an ebook called 4 Steps to Make 6 Figures in 6 Months with little to no money in wholesaling real estate. Guys, get the book. The link will be in the description. Go get that. And guess what? It also comes with another book, The Perfect Mindset, 7 Thought Patterns that can take you from stress to success. Guys, both of these books will change your lives. I promise. Because if you have the right mindset and you're able to apply that mindset to something, and this something will be wholesaling real estate, you will change you and your family lives. Go get it. It's only $20. Let's do it.
Or like how would you like format that?
A great creative finance offer is either, there's an opportunity for us to step in and take over a mortgage that they can't handle, but there's not enough equity for us to make a wholesale transaction. Or there's no mortgage balance at all. There's zero, left behind. And we say, hey, we can make monthly payments to you to give you that retail price, but will you give us time?
Yeah, for sure.
If they can't give us time, we can't make a deal. But if they're willing to give us time and they want retail, we can make a deal happen.
For sure. So when you guys are offering people, do you guys? I obviously has a script. He has a script. How important is having a script in this, and what exactly does a script entail for someone that is cold calling or someone that is maybe has an acquisition manager? Like, what is that? Like, how important is that?
It's everything. So I implemented it. So before we hired this new acquisition manager, I was on the phones myself for a few months straight, closing multiple deals to make sure that the script was proven. But we actually, of course, again, got more mentorship. Shout out to Eric Klein. I went through his mentorship, purchased his script, and it was a proven sales process that worked. So after I closed multiple deals months in a row, I knew that it worked. So if I were to give it to somebody else and I were to train them through the same process I just went through, they should close deals. And I know what KPIs and metrics to track to make it happen.
Right. Oh, I thought you were about to ask a question, but y'all.
Oh no, I'm over here nodding my head. I'm listening.
I was like, okay, cool. All right, so now you guys obviously you get it to the finish line. How do you find your? Obviously, do you got to use an attorney to close your deal? You go to the courthouse, or how? Like, what do you got to do? You got a title company, or?
Yeah, so we use a title company, and our title company comes with like closing attorneys.
Okay.
But they handle all the transaction, making sure everything finalizes.
How do you find a good title company?
Best way to find a good title company is asking other investors. Like that's the best advice I can give you. If you don't want to ask other investors, then you can search up title companies, but make sure that they work with wholesalers. Because wholesaling is not a regular real estate transaction. Like it's a specific way that it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Right, for sure. So what is that like at closing with wholesaling? Are you signing papers? How does that work?
Right. So,
are you actually buying the house? Like, what's going on?
No. So if you're wholesaling the house, you're not buying the house unless you're double closing. A double close is when you have a contract, your contract with the seller, and then you close on it, and then the same day you close on the buyer side. So you're
So do you got to have money to do that?
No, you can use transactional lending where they give you same day funding to make sure that your deal closes.
One thing I know, and one thing I know that I do for double closing, and then I call, if you want to find an attorney to do it, just call around and you just see, hey, do you guys handle pass-through funding? And pass-through funding, all that is when you don't, to double close, if you don't have the money to close it, you can literally just say, can we use the end buyer funds to close both transactions? I do that. Like I do that, right? Instead of saying, and I have never used transactional funding. Oh. Actually, and I've double closed a couple of times. It's just, you just ask the attorney, hey, can you use pass-through funding? And that means literally just pass through the funding through the whole deal. They literally just close out all attorney, because it's obviously when you're you're obviously selling for a profit.
Right.
So obviously you could sell for a profit, and then so it's enough to
Pay it
close
off.
both transactions.
Right.
So
And-
that,
oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
You was still going?
No, I'm good.
Oh, but yeah, can y'all both just share, or like you're on the acquisition side of things, like what's some strategies like when you're negotiating, like to like when you're giving out offers, like to like just like lower them on the price or get them to realize that their house isn't worth
Right.
that much,
Yeah.
as is condition.
So the biggest thing we do in our company now is we don't live negotiate. So what we actually do in our process is everything that my acquisition manager is trained to do is say he's got to go back to the underwriters, he's got to go back to the team to check to see if it works.
I'm
so-
look, we acquisition managers didn't we be like, yeah,
Like,
He gotta go
well,
see.
I gotta talk to my team.
gotta go
Talk to my team, man.
So he goes back to the underwriters to see if they approve the property for an offer. And because he's able to do that, he's on the seller side essentially. So when he's talking to them, he's like, "Hey, I'm on your side. Like, tell me what number you want so I can go back to the underwriters to see what they can do." So that's what we do, and that's always, we place them on a hold, and then he goes back. He's sitting there on a hold, and a lot of times they're talking back and forth if it's husband and wife. We've even had situations where the husband and wife are like, I won't take anything less than 170. And it's like, whoa, like the numbers work there. So now we know we can go in a little lower than that and then negotiate a deal.
For
And
sure.
specifically, like other than the numbers, like what's some stuff you would like point out to like a seller and be like, this is the reason like why like we can't get you that number? Because like a lot of times like we ask people like, how old is the roof? Like when's the last time like you replaced it? Like have you remodeled like the bathroom or kitchen? Like do you use like any of those tactics to like negotiate, or is it just like a numbers like game?
Yeah, we paint a very clear picture, and then we benefit stack. So like, hey, Mr. Seller, like you have a 1960s home. It still looks like 1960s in there. Nothing's been touched. Nothing's been updated. The market is, very interesting. Interest rates are at an all-time high. So we incorporate all of that, but then we benefit stack with, and again, we're not just a traditional buyer. You're not paying realtor commissions. We're coming in, we're covering all closing costs.
Yep.
And we can move fast. We can do this in less than 30 days if we get a signed contract.
So is that the benefits of being a wholesaler? Like, so why I was gonna ask that. What is the benefits of someone even going for you if you're going for a lower offer? If you're gonna give a lower offer so you can make some money on it, why would they go with you anyways?
Right. It's all about the convenience. It's the convenience of it. Like, if you have this older home and you don't have $30,000 or $40,000 to put into it, chances are you're gonna want to say, I need to pass this off to somebody. And you can't list it on the market, because if you list it on the market, they're going to say, oh, I need X, Y, and Z done before I buy it. Or I need seller credits. Or you're going to have 50 people walk through your house for walkthroughs. And some people just do not want that. If they may have a hoarder house, they may have an inherited house, whatever the case may be. So the benefits are that you have a seamless process handed to you. You don't have to worry about, we hold your hand through the entire process until we close that deal, and we can move pretty quick at the same time.
We also solve all problems. So all problems.
That's why we Queen City Solution.
That's it. That is what it is. And I tell people that all the time with wholesaling. Like, wholesaling, people think, oh, I am just a problem solver, bro.
Literally.
I am
solve
solving your
Paid to
problem.
solve
That's
problem.
literally all it is. And I know that's a small percentage of the properties that are out there, but there's a large amount of people that honestly need their problem solved.
100%.
So that's why they're ultimately going with wholesalers.
And you got to keep that like first rather than like keeping the money like
Yeah.
the forethought in your mind. Like you got to be like, I'm out here like helping the community because like a better investor is gonna come and buy this and make this like a nicer house for the neighborhood.
Yeah, and
like, rather than just thinking like, oh, I can make 10,000-20,000 off this property.
Yeah, for sure. And how big is it? Because I know wholesaling can be a real shaky game, bro. Like keeping your integrity rather than just saying money all the time. Like, how big is that? Being able to keep your morals, being able to keep your integrity, being able to make sure that you're keeping your word rather than just being able to lead somebody on and say you're not doing it. Because honestly, I do not like wholesalers do that. That shit pisses me off every time. So how important is that for your business?
They could be sharks.
We don't break our
shark.
values. Like
Never.
we don't break our values, we don't break our morals, and like there's no money in this world that is worth it.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, that's what we have, our morals
Right.
and our values. So we have had situations where sellers have come to us with like really tough situations, and to be honest, a lot of them are black.
Yeah.
We are not trying to hurt our people. We're
Right.
trying to help them. So we, on the other hand, would do what we can to help them, even if that means that we don't make money. Prime example, we had a deal where he had a friend that owns a house, and I don't know if you remember this, but we could have got the house and bought it. He told him, yo, dude, you have equity in this house. Like, you inherited that house. Fix the house up, refinance, and keep it in. But that could have been easy, a 50, 60K wholesale fee.
100%. I told him to keep that deal.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely did the same. I did it where I lit a wholesale deal and didn't make no money on it.
Yeah.
Like, made $0. Like,
It
I
be like that
wholesaled it,
sometimes,
and I was just
yeah.
like, hey, bro, shit. I just know, I just want to help you. I don't want to be a person that was leading you on. You were splitting the clothes on this house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, let's get it done, shit. Either way, right?
I know we're all some good people and stuff, but like I know everybody's like just an expert in this field. So like, what's like just talk about like the numbers a little bit. Like what's been
what's
some
the-
of like your biggest months
For sure.
Like in the being in the game because
Sure.
We want to hear it. We need to hear it.
I think this month might be our biggest month
Yeah,
that
this-
we've ever had.
This is our biggest month. We had our biggest deal this month. So
Yeah.
Okay, how much you closed for? How much was it?
we put that house under contract for $120,000 and we sold it for $195,000.
God damn.
oh my god.
Yeah.
What was that? 70?
Yeah, so $75K like gross, but we walked away with just under $70,000.
And about
Oh,
how
wow.
many are y'all gonna close this month?
This
Or
month,
was that last month?
That was this month.
This month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're closing 4 deals this month.
Yeah, we're closing 4 deals. We'll do over 6 figures.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So
Great.
I think
Just
we're
give-
doing like 126.
126,000 in 1 month, right?
Yeah.
After doing this for together for a year?
Like
Yeah.
Literally a year into the business. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just gonna make this creates a lot of for people like this. For people, gotta understand, bro. They started with little to no money.
Yeah.
Right, and then when y'all close that deal, y'all none of these deals you're doing, you're not putting money into it except for marketing, right?
Exactly.
You just got to be ready to invest because you're not fixing the houses up, you're not doing anything, right? You're saying you just getting you guys didn't fix the house, did you?
No, we do have experience in that.
I know, but yeah,
No, hell
but,
no.
yeah, for sure. So you guys didn't fix the house at all, huh? You
Nah.
just got it under contract and sold it.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something they do like wisely is they said they invest in the education, so like they could just skip some of them steps. Like they said, like they're in their first going into like second year of business, and they're just like it's selling.
Exactly.
Great because like they invested into that knowledge.
I got you. So how many? So right now, are you guys? Are you guys closing every month? Or are you guys just like, hey, I'm worried about the quality of leads, or you not got or quantity? What you guys looking at? Quality or
Go,
anything?
go ahead, tell them about the leads that you give me. Go ahead,
I
tell them
give
about
her-
the deals.
She has the easiest job in the world because of how good of the deals we get.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Nah, it's some of the, it's definitely about quality and quantity for sure.
Yeah.
But no, we've had months that we didn't have any deals. You have dry patches in this business.
Yeah, you do.
But we were prepared for that. So when we had dry patches, it's because our systems and processes weren't where they are now. Now that they are here, we are consistent with the deals we do each month. But it's about quality for sure. Making sure you have a couple deals each month that get through the finish line, and yeah, sometimes we have a couple deals that are tight, but we make sure she gets them done.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
gonna be a move.
And that's all it is, bro. And one thing about it, I'm not like a person that goes for the biggest deal. I'm not like, hey, bro. I know people that be like, bro, 10K or I'm not doing it, and I'm like, you're fucking nuts.
Yeah, nah, I think that's crazy.
Like,
I
if
think money is money.
Hey, it is what it is, bro. If I get that shit
I
done and it
actually-
ain't that much of a headache, it's like shit. All right,
make a
whatever.
deal.
Let's make it happen. Even if it's fucking 500, let's fucking do it. That's more to the bottom line. That's enough for me to pay, some bills or something, or at least pay my team. At least you feel me? Most important.
Normally, it can take care of your marketing. Like
Right.
5K, 6K is our budget. That one little deal just took care of our marketing.
For sure. So when you guys are making 126K, I mean, what are you guys doing with your money? How are you guys spending it? You out there blowing it, or you
And
investing?
don't say it goes back into the
It
business.
goes back into the business.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. It goes back into the business.
I love that.
Like, I'm
We
not.
pay ourselves.
No,
we
yeah,
are.
like,
We pay ourselves a salary.
definitely pay ourselves. But it's nothing.
What's y'all
crazy
salary
at
look
all.
like?
5,000 a month.
Yeah, we pay.
Okay, cool.
5,000,
like-
and,
yeah.
and sometimes even less. Like it just depends. I'm gonna be honest with you. We just started paying ourselves 5,000 a month. We have for the longest, and I struggle with this. I have the mentality of I only want to get paid what I need to survive.
Yeah, facts.
Because I'm just so like da da da. He's helped me realize like, okay, yes, we need to pay ourselves to survive, but it is also okay to pay yourself a little more. Like we work out, we work every
Especially
single day.
wholesalers, yeah.
Yeah, but no, like all of that money goes back into the business.
100%.
100%. 'Cause we've seen when we were doing fix and flips and things like that, we seen 50K go away like that. I've seen 100K go away in like 13 seconds. So like I just going through that stuff. I'm like, dude, let's build our empire, and until we have X amount of dollars in the bank account, like we're not about to splurge on anything.
For sure. So right now, you guys are doing that. You guys are being able to pay yourself. That's a blessing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys make $126,000. And what was the other month that you guys had? I know you said you closed another 6-figure month this year. What was
We
that?
made 110. I think it was like 100.
It was like around 114. Yeah.
Yeah, something about that. That was back in February.
Y'all living. How old are y'all?
I'm 25.
24.
Oh, y'all.
And how many deals was that one? With the 114.
Ooh, that was this. That's a 4. Another 4.
That was 4 to 5 deals. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was between 4 and 5 deals.
So y'all
Those
did
are
some pretty
complicated
good
deals, though.
y'all
Y'all
did
get some
some
good
pretty
spread.
good deals.
Those
So
are
you're-
complicated deals.
So it's
Yeah.
not really like y'all aren't really like in like the hood. Y'all are in like the suburbs.
Well, yeah, we're like all these deals we're in the Charlotte market for the most part. So there's a great opportunity. We locked up. Some of those were big discounts. Like the one at the beginning of this month, that was our biggest deal. We did $75,000 strictly off a building relationship and just helping that seller out. So if you can do 2 to 3 deals a month, but you have 20,000 spread, you're making 60,000 a month.
That's smooth.
That's what some people make in a year.
Yes.
So if you can able to master that skill and do it on a consistent basis, you're working towards building a 7-figure business faster than you know it.
For sure.
Yeah, and can y'all both just like while we're here, that like 70K plus deal, can y'all just like kind of like walk us through that deal?
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
from,
Let me
like,
hear
A to
it.
Z?
Man.
Or some clips.
So that deal was a probate deal. Probate it's when if the owner of the house passes away and then someone like the heirs take the property, you have to open up probate on the person that passed away. And probate deals take a very long time. As you know, it takes a very long time. This particular deal was crazy. We ended up having to send papers to prison because one of the people that had to sign was incarcerated.
Yeah.
We ended up having to find a lost son that the family has never like talked to. So we had to find a lost son.
Yep.
And then we also had everyone was over the age of 60 with no emails.
Yep.
And there was 3 of them. So we had to send papers off to New York, Virginia, here, there. We had to send notaries, everything. And they asked a lot of questions.
It was 5 of them.
It was,
See,
and he
it was
was
5
on
of
the
them.
phone with
Yeah.
them for months.
Yeah, so it was 5 of them. And to backtrack, this very same seller, when we first contacted him, he actually told me I was too young to buy properties.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, I'm not selling to you because you're too young to buy houses. So for 2 months, I had to prove to myself, I was like, hey, we just closed another deal. Look at this. So I had to show that I was old enough to buy properties. He didn't even believe me. But fast forward, once I built the trust and relationship and we got it under contract, we went through that process. And like she said, there was 5 family members in total that we had to talk with, and 4 of them being out of state and 1 being in prison, that we all coordinated to put a deal together and get it done.
Damn. Okay. So obviously follow up is very important. Like how important is follow up to you all?
We pulled up on them.
No cap.
The closes and the follow up. You will hear that in any sales business. The closes and the follow up. It's a rare case where you get on the phone one time and you close a deal, and if you do,
Kudos.
double check that deal because it might be you might have fucked up.
Yeah,
But
for
everything is in the follow up. You want to get people that like and trust you, because in wholesale, people can offer and tell people the same exact thing you can. What separates you from getting the deal done to not getting one done is that person liked you and trusted you.
Right. Man, so guys, you guys are obviously killing it right now. Get into it. Are you guys out here fucking it off? You dating? You splurging? What's going on? Like, what we doing? Are we having fun? We outside? We inside? I want to know.
Nah, dude,
Inside.
we definitely inside, but I'm gonna be honest with you. We are focused on buying land right now.
Yep.
Okay.
So we got money tied up into deals, working on a 45 unit right now. And all our money is going back to that, and just and education, because I know we got some taxes coming up that we don't want to pay. So education and land for sure.
For sure. So okay, good. That's what you guys doing. I know you got a girl.
Yep.
I do got a girl.
Okay.
Shout out to my baby China.
Okay, so they saying they focus. So how are you having a girl and maybe a family? How is that helping you being able to stay focused? And
I think it's just North Carolina. But they said I heard it
Shit
like,
down there.
I heard it like
Now,
North
Charlotte's a
Carolina.
city, though.
It's
hold
not,
up.
no, it's not no city, but they said you be going to like lake houses and stuff.
Hey.
In North Carolina, they say it's not. Like,
It's a city in Charlotte. People sleep on us.
Yeah, and Charlotte got him.
I heard about Atlanta.
Charlotte got him.
Yeah.
Charlotte got
They
him
sleep
now.
on Charlotte.
they
Come to
got
Charlotte.
lake
Come find out.
houses.
So you got so
Yeah.
you does that help you all stay focused? You've been there, have a girl and everything, so you're not worried about it. So
100%.
why you say that?
I mean, me personally, I have a 2.5-year-old son. He's going on 3 in January. That's my pride. That's my why. So that's what gets me out of bed to do what I do. And then my girl, she's the perfect, example of a woman. Like, she goes in every day. I'm extremely grateful for her. She's my backbone. She makes sure that I'm held down at home. She is an interior designer herself, so she has her own business. She has her own operations, but it makes me focus because I know we're working towards something bigger. Mm-hmm. We come from backgrounds where we want more, so I know that I have something at home that I go home to each day that is setting me up for the future, and that's what I'm working towards.
Gotcha. What about you?
For me, I mean, as y'all know, like, this business isn't easy. Building a business is not easy. So, like, you can, your emotions can be up here. But like my girl, she helps me when like I'm like super, super down, but she also keeps me humble when I'm like super, super up. Mm-hmm. And she reminds me like, hey, Christian, like, your job isn't done yet. And she also pushes me to realize that, yeah, are there other attractive people out here? Absolutely. But no one's going to hold me down like how she's been holding me down over the last couple months or whatever. And the future that I want to build with her, she started to do content now, and she was like totally against it. Yeah. And now she started to do content. Like, stuff like that motivates me. So now I'm like, dude, like, I don't want none of that. Like, I want to build with her. Like, I want to build this empire. And I want her to get the nice house and nice this and have her own little platform and things like that. So
yeah, so that's great, bro. I'm just hearing that from you all is amazing. When do you guys advise someone to get someone when they're at the starting point, or should they wait to be able to get somebody?
I bet me and him gonna have different answers. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm doing great.
You got to do your due diligence for sure, just like a deal, right? Mm-hmm. But I was blessed with my girl. We've known each other for years, so we go back like 10 plus years. Knew each other when I was in middle school. She was going into high school, and like I said, we're fortunate and blessed enough to have a child together. So our priorities are just different. I didn't have my father in my life, so my driver was to be a great father. Yeah. So it's very easy for me to stay locked in.
Yeah, for sure.
Big crit.
I mean, for me, look, I'm not pushing anyone to be in a relationship. I feel like you need to be mentally at a certain level first before you really like lock in with someone, because if you don't, like, you won't. And so I push be locked in here and then be locked in here, like here. Make sure you love yourself first.
Wait, wrong side, dumbass.
Make sure you love yourself first, and once you pass that, then yeah, like, date a little bit, dabble a little bit, like, get all your fun out, and then find that one that you really want to lock in. But I mean, I'm not a one to push like getting married and all that stuff too early.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not the one.
I got you. I mean, obviously, we all obviously got somebody on this couch, and I'm married. I don't want to marry, I guess.
Married at 23.
Married at 23.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Shout out to you.
The only hard thing about being married is it's really not hard. It's just the fact that I work a lot and I'm doing a ton. As y'all see, we're here right now. Yeah. At 10 o'clock on a fucking Saturday. Right? So it's like I'm doing a lot. So it's just the only thing is they might be like, oh my gosh, you work and you think that like working out. I work all the fucking time. I wake up early shit and I leave it working. You can't lay here with me. You think you're going to die if you don't work out. It's not necessarily about the working out. It's just the fact that I just want to feel accomplished at the beginning of my day. And I feel like I'm not going backwards. Obviously, I've been through some shit. So that's the only thing about being there. You always going to have somebody that you got to cater to. So it's not always shit. If it was up to me, I'll work 35 hours a day.
Bro.
Exactly. All the fucking time.
It's like my girl in the morning, like, I got to leave at the house at 6. And then my alarm go off at 6. I'm like, I'm about to leave. And she's like, no, come on.
Bro.
Yeah, for sure. But one thing, that's why we say you guys got to have a strong mindset before you're able to get with somebody, because you allow that to be a distraction. For me, and that's this is my wife. This is not somebody that's like a girl I'm just laying with. And I still be like, bro, no, I'm going.
Yeah. Right. See,
I'm gone.
Bro.
I'm out.
That's that's where I really struggle at. He can tell you, like, my work-life balance is it's
That shit
gotten
terrible.
better, but it's terrible.
Yeah, I got a
And-
son and a wife now, so I got to make it right.
But see, like, I don't have that.
You don't have
And
to.
I have a girl, but I'm still very selfish.
I be telling BJ that.
What?
I'm like, bro, that shit is not that deep. Let's goddamn work.
Let's
nigga.
go to work.
Fuck that shit.
See, bro, my girl, like, she has grown to learn that, like, this is my life and I'm doing this now for now, so I can sacrifice years later. But when we first started talking, I remember her looking in my eye and saying, I don't want this life. Like, if this is you, I don't want it. And I'm like, God, like, girl, I'm doing this for us. She's like, I don't have to have this life. I don't want this life. And for real, that was a wake-up call for me because I realized that I could do all this, but once I get it, I don't want to share it with. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So,
And that's kind of what it is. And that's what it is, bro. Work. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. That's like you about to say something. You.
No, I wasn't about to.
Oh yeah, so I mean, yeah, pretty much, bro. Like I just be like, bro, work. Like I said, I'm doing it for the bigger cause, but of course, you know, I don't want to live this life because you just want to work on something. I'm like, you ask me for shit all the time. You want a fucking Sprinter van, don't you? You want to go out this weekend, don't you?
Want to go to Italy for a week, right?
Exactly. So therefore, guess what? This is what it takes, and that's what it's gonna be. And that's all it is to it. It's like, shut up and fucking.
Bro, it was a funny time this week, bro. So it was like, I think it was like, bro, this Friday. It was probably this Friday. I think it was on Friday, bro. I'm just like sick. It's like, I'm not sick, but it's like my sinus, like my throat, my nose, like everything is congested and stuff. So like we rolled down to like Macon, looked at some property and stuff, got back. And then it's like, we get out the car. Mike just looked at me like, so? Go out there and work, right? Straight to it.
I don't give a shit.
So like we worked at 6, and we worked at like 7 because we got back at like 4. So we just like worked, and then boom, we had like some podcast stuff to do at that. And Mike looking at me like keep going.
Yeah, let's go.
I said, Mike, I'm going home.
Time to work.
BJ know how I am though. I'm like one of them. I don't give a shit, bro. Like I'm like one, bro. I'm like. Bro, I don't give a shit, bro. Like,
We come from football.
This what it's from football.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't worry. It's like because I have that extrinsic motivation that fucking Jeremy Anderson talking about. That I have an extrinsic. Like this shit, I don't give a fuck about buying myself nothing, bro. I don't care about none of that shit. But I want my son and my wife to have whatever the fuck they want, and my mom.
So we gotta get it.
So I gotta get it. It's not about me. I don't want to buy shit. But listen, hey, look, this has been an amazing episode, bro. So we've been here for a minute, but you already know what we like to do, right? We like to make sure that we drop these episodes at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
And it's 2 of y'all. So guess what? We're going to let this is 2 times, right? Y'all get 2 times the information, right? We like to be able to make sure that we're leaving these people, our people, with something that they can actually go implement this week, whether it's in business, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, whatever it is. Leave them with something they can actually take and implement this week and become a better person overall.
Go ahead, Big Ken.
Ladies first.
Stop doing that.
You go.
All right, something you can go and implement this week is going to come from a mindset, champ. So, mindset-wise, like you have to understand that if it is your time to execute, you can execute and it'll change your life forever. So, Alex Good Energy, he often says, if you execute in your season, it could become your life forever. So, I would encourage everyone, like, the people that have been watching YouTube 3-4 months, asking themselves how to get in wholesale, they want to do it, but haven't taken the chance to get into the information. Pull the trigger and get started. Like, the information is out there. The right mentors are out there. Our DMs are open if you want to reach out to make that first deal and have someone hold your hand to get it done. And that's what I want to leave them with is that, hey, just go ahead and get out, just take full action and execute on it.
For sure. Big Crit.
Big Crit. Hey, man. Say, man, look, the best advice I can give y'all for this week is, like, bro, just don't give up on yourself. And I say that from a place of experience. You're going to take L's. Like, it's going to happen. And you're going to take many of them. But fail fast and learn even faster and implement even faster. That's the fastest thing that you can do. Fail fast, learn faster, implement the fastest.
Boom.
I love that. I love that. Guys, we've been giving out tons of game. They gave out tons of game. Where can they find you guys at on Instagram and then on social media, whatever it is that you guys on, where can they find you?
You can find me at Christian, that's like the religion, Hythe, Hithe, one word, Christian Hythe.
Yeah.
Come follow Big Crit.
And then you can find me on all socials at Ken_to_connect. All social medias.
That's it. And guys, you know where you can find us at. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. First of all, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are on YouTube, go over to other platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Backpage, OnlyFans, whatever that is that you're on. Leave us 5 stars, say something nice, and move us up those charts, guys, because we want to make sure we're giving that this information out to everybody. Look, we appreciate it. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at _Mr.mindset. And BJ, where can they find you at?
Guys, if you don't know how to wholesale after this episode, I don't know what to tell you. It might just not be for you guys. But y'all go ahead and follow me at _BJ Real. But most importantly, y'all go follow the podcast at _on the porch. Y'all make sure y'all go to the YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, we going up, on the top of the mountain, guys.
And
Get it.
we are out. Peace. Have a great week.
Yeah.
Man, let's do it.
JT on the track again.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.